A day after the Metis scored a victory in the Supreme Court of Canada, their leader is back in Manitoba celebrating. David Chartrand, head of the Manitoba Metis Federation, and his supporters held a rally this morning. They're applauding the court's decision that Ottawa failed to honor a promise made to the Metis in the 1800s. As the CBC's Cameron McIntosh reports, the ruling could end up costing the federal government a lot of money.
Today, when David Chartrand showed up at the Winnipeg International Airport, there was a crowd of a couple of hundred people there greeting him. He came down the escalator holding that decision in hand. A lot of people see this as a historic moment for the Métis Nation, basically an acknowledgement from the Supreme Court of Canada that they were wronged in 1870. A little bit of the historic context of those times. 1870 really marked, well, it was the beginning of Manitoba. There was also a lot of strife out here. This was the time of the Red River Rebellion, the Metis Uprising, the time of Louis Riel. Basically, in order to get peace in the West, Sir John A. Macdonald made an agreement with the Métis, promising the Métis and their descendants land here in the Red River Colony, particularly in and around the area that's Winnipeg, actually right where I'm sitting right now. Those promises were never fully kept. And basically what the Supreme Court of Canada has ruled is that, yes, the government of the time acted, it dishonored the crown, basically, is the language that it's using, and says that the Métis have a constitutional claim to these lands, while years ago their actual legal claim had expired. They have a constitutional claim.
Incredible. So many generations have passed. What is the Métis plan of action now? Will they actually try to claim some of the land they were originally promised?
Well, David Chartrand's hoping for a phone call from Stephen Harper, saying that basically he wants to sit down with the federal government and negotiate a settlement here. They're not asking for the land. They're very clear about that. I mean, it's just not practical. I mean, these are lands that have a major Canadian city on them right now. They're saying they're not interested in taking title of those lands, not interested in forcing people out of these lands, but they are looking for financial compensation. They won't put a number on it, but when this was being argued by the Supreme Court, the government of Canada did kind of put a number on it. It said that a ruling in favor of the Métis could be very expensive for the government of Canada, possibly totaling in the billions of dollars.
Our Cameron McIntosh in Winnipeg. Well, as Cameron mentioned, Louis Riel played a central role in the Red River Rebellion, and recently, rare photos of the Métis leader surfaced. The pictures showed up at an auction in Australia. They've been given a more appropriate home. The 8 photos are now part of the archives at the University of Manitoba. They were shown to the public for the first time yesterday. The pictures are from the 1860s and 70s.